friends, this is Jennifer from DecorSauce, and today the video that I'm going to be sharing with you is how to install Allure plank vinyl flooring, the grip strip. This color is actually in rosewood, and this project was a very small portion of a much larger project that I completed. That is actually the room behind me. So the following video is just the tutorial on the flooring, and if you are interested in seeing the full transformation from floor to ceiling in my bar lounge area, please check out my other videos at DecorSauce. Thanks so much for watching and have a great DIY. So I've cleaned my floor now about, 25 times. I've swept it, I've used the shop vac, I've used a regular vacuum and the broom, trying to get every little bit of rock and debris that's underneath, that's gonna be, or that's on the concrete right now, so that it's not underneath my vinyl floor when I lay it. I am beginning to lay the first row, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just start at one end of your room and you start with a full-size plank. When you get to the second row, that's where things get a little bit more tricky, because you're going to want to lay it at, the planks are 36 inches long and 6 inches wide. And the first row, I'm just gonna do full-size planks until the very end. Then I'm gonna cut a piece to fit if it doesn't fit. And then for the second row, you're gonna start in at 30 inches instead of 36, and that way you get a staggered appearance so that you don't have all your lines running the same way, because a wood floor would never look like that. So anyway, so I'm just beginning my first row now, and then and I'll show you how I'm doing it, and then I'll show you how I do the second row when I get to it. So I've laid about 4 planks now along the wall here, as you can see. And they say that you want to leave about 1/4 inch between your wall and where the flooring starts. And I've removed all my baseboards, so I'm going right up almost to the wall area, and then I'll be installing my baseboards afterwards to kind of hold it steady. So, but this floor is floating. It's not being glued down to the floor. It's just floating, and that will allow for expansion and contraction, and hopefully last us a really long time. So, okay, so here I am. With about 4 in, and they say that you want to lay it at or put it in at a 45-degree angle, up high, line up the two, kind of push so it's nice and tight, and then roll it down. And we'll do that for each one. And Home Depot recommends that you rent a roller after you're done. The pressure that you put on it activates the glue for the planks to stick together. So you're gonna wanna put at least, I think it said around 100 pounds on each seam, and then that will assure that your glue sticks properly from plank to plank. So I'm actually just gonna walk on it for now. Honestly, in the last row here, the plank, the full-size 36-inch plank isn't going to fit, so now is where I'm going to have to make my first cut, and it's along the first row on the wall. I'm actually going to set my plank down where I need it to be, lined up with the other one, lined up with the one that's already installed, and then I need to cut it to about right here. So I'm going to get my square, and I'm going to line up my square right with the edge that I need to cut. And I'm just gonna cut along my edge here. And I've made a little notch, as you can see. And then I'm just gonna snap it off. So now I'm going to take the cut piece that I just cut off of the other end here, and I'm gonna use this to begin the next row, and that will give me the variation that I need in my floor instead of lining up the next full-size 36-inch tile with the next one. So my floors are almost done, and I'm just now at the tricky part, which is finishing the floor. So as you can see, right here is I have a 1/2 inch gap between the last plank and my wall piece. And unfortunately, it's just slightly larger, the gap, than what my trim will cover up. So I do have to cut long pieces of the flooring to lay them down in this gap, which is a real pain and the worst part of the project, because getting it this close to the wall and having them stick down right is really challenging. So I just will show you what I'm doing here. I'm taking 1/2 inch pieces like this that we cut off lengthwise of the tile, with the cut side facing the baseboard and the edge from the manufacturer facing the next tile. So we're working backwards. It's a little bit challenging, but this is how you finish the floor. So here's what the 1/2 inch cut looks like once it's installed. I think it's important to say that this is a two-man job. This lasts a little bit, because when you're getting close to the baseboards and you're working backwards, it's helpful to have somebody sit in the corner and keep the corner in place while you place the rest of the plank in, just because otherwise you'll never get it in and it'll just be a horrible frustration. You'll be mad at the world. So it's a two-man job. The last thing we have to do is install the thresholds. What you have to do is Home Depot online sells the kit. What it comes with is the piece of trim, and it comes with a track like this. And what you have to do is you lay out the track about 3/16 of an inch from the new flooring onto your old flooring. In this case, mine is vinyl over concrete. And then you take a hammer drill and you have to drill this track, like here, down into your concrete. So you line it up like this, 3/16 of an inch from your new floor, and then you just drill. As you can see here, it's got holes. So you just drill. You line it up where it needs to be, and then you just drill holes into the concrete. You don't have to do every single hole. You can do every other hole. It's just to hold it in place. And then after you install that, and it comes with the screws and the anchor kits as well. And it's called T-mold for this particular purpose, because there's not a lot of variation in between the two floors. There's not a big step. It's not like you're going from carpet to this floor or tile from this floor. So just need the T-molding. And it looks like this on the underside. And then after you get the track installed, then you just snap the T-molding piece on top. So actually my husband is running the hammer drill for me. So.